Good morning. I am 5 minutes earlier today. So, as always, if you're watching in recording, you're welcome to fast forward or stay with us through our hellos. I'm gonna check the sound on my computer now. Look at the sky. It's gonna pour any second. And it was pouring earlier, but I think it's gonna rain again. You're welcome to fast forward. It looks like there is no background noise. Perfect. Good morning, Jean. Good morning, Yanni. Good morning, Gina. How beautiful is the sky? The clouds are awesome. All right, it is time for us to start. And today I want to talk about another example of how human connection can become painful. This concept is called caregiving fatigue. Today's session may be a bit longer. I'm not sure, but it's so important that I don't want to leave out any details that I want to share. So most likely it will be 20 minutes or maybe a little more, a little less, I don't know. But if you don't have the time now, perhaps you can come back to it later in the day. Anyway, I know that a lot of you are personal caregivers in some capacity, caring for children, elderly parents, spouses, rescue animals, annual community projects, and some of you are professional caregivers working in the fields of medicine, mental health, education. In fact, if you want to, share with everybody in the comments if you are a personal or professional caregiver, or perhaps both. Yesterday, we talked about something that's called empathic resonance, a phenomenon that happens when we mirror each other's emotions. This empathic resonance is a key feature of all caregiving relationships. And of course, when we feel the pain of others for an extended period of time, caregiving can become quite overwhelming and even lead to exhaustion. I want you to take a moment now and reflect on what signs of caregiving fatigue are present in your life right now. It may be frustration, irritability, absent-mindedness, anxiety, avoidance, loneliness, worry, poor sleep. Well, the list is endless, really. So take a moment to think about that. Is there any signs of caregiving fatigue in your life right now? It is very important for all of us to remember that caregiving fatigue is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of being human. We all have our limits as to how much empathic distress we can bear. And when it's too much and we resist the experience, we become fatigued and shut down. The result is that we may begin to resent the very people we're supposed to care for. The shift in attitude can be especially disconcerting for people who consider themselves to be naturally compassionate. But please know, it is normal. So, what are we usually encouraged to do when we suffer from caregiving fatigue? Of course, the usual advice is self-care, exercising, spending time with friends, going on vacation. But the problem with all these self-care strategies, although they're awesome, is that they require us to take time off the caregiving job. And sometimes it's not an option. So we need to find something that can help us on the job. The challenge here is to find a way that allows our caregiver role to feel less depleting. Do you sometimes feel that the problem is having too much compassion and think that maybe we should learn to toughen up and just do it? This is a very common misconception based on confusion between the terms empathy and compassion. So, what's the difference? Empathy is sensing another person's world as if it were our own. Compassion, on the other hand, is our capacity to empathize, oh my God, with the addition of warmth and kindness. If we just feel the suffering of others without having the emotional resources to hold it, we will eventually burn out. So compassion is a sense of care that embraces suffering rather than fighting it. Empathy says, I feel you. Compassion says, I hold you. Interestingly, research shows that compassion is inherently energizing. And paradoxically, we need more compassion, not less, to alleviate caregiving fatigue. But how can we grow in compassion for others who are already exhausting us? The answer is, of course, bringing self-compassion in the mix. Empathic distress is just another source of emotional pain for which a healthy response may be self-compassion. And this can be done in the caregiving situation itself. We can always say to ourselves, wow, this is so stressful. I'm feeling overwhelmed. And give ourselves kindness right then and there. In our roles as caregivers, we often believe that we should only be concerned with the needs of others. And we are self-critical when we think we are not giving enough. However, when we don't attend to our own emotional needs, we will become depleted and unable to give to others. Importantly, we need to remember that the individuals we care for are empathetically resonating with our own mind states as well. Empathy goes both ways. So if we are frustrated and exhausted, others resonate with these negative feelings. But if our mind states are ones of kindness and compassion, others resonate with these positive feelings. So in this way, having self-compassion in caregiving situations is actually a gift that we give to others. It is not selfish. I love this quote from the Dalai Lama. For someone to develop genuine compassion towards others, first they must have a basis upon which to cultivate compassion. And that basis is the ability to connect to our own feelings and to care for our own welfare. Caring for others requires caring for ourselves. Another important skill for dealing with caregiver fatigue is equanimity. This term refers to maintaining mental balance in the midst of opposites, such as pleasure and pain, success and failure, joy and sorrow. Equanimity is the spacious attitude that naturally develops with sustained mindfulness practice. Equanimity is not cold detachment, but rather it arises from deep understanding of the transient, interdependent nature of reality. It is a different kind of caring, based on both emotional intimacy and wise discernment. Equanimity can be cultivated by using language that helps us to emotionally disentangle from a challenging situation long enough to see ourselves and others with more perspective. An example is the famous Serenity Prayer. God, give me grace to accept with serenity the things that cannot be changed, courage to change the things that should be changed, and the wisdom to know the difference. Equanimity gives us the emotional space to choose to be compassionate and remain in connection with others. So today, let's practice, let's do a practice that's called compassion with equanimity. This practice can be very useful in the midst of caregiving situations as a self-compassionate response to empathic distress and fatigue. So take a comfortable position, and as always, take a few moments to notice what's going on for you today, physically, emotionally, mentally. Allow your breath to be soft and easy, completely natural. Observe how your breath flows in and out of your body, how your body moves with the breath. You might want to put your hand over your heart or wherever it feels comforting, supportive, as a reminder to bring affectionate awareness to your experience and to yourself. Now, bring to mind someone you are caring for who is exhausting you or frustrating you without judgment. Someone you care about who is suffering. For this introductory practice, please choose someone who is not your child, as this can be a bit more complicated and dynamic. So visualize this person and the caregiving situation you are in clearly in your mind. And feel the struggle that you're going through in your body. Remember, it's normal to be exhausted, to be frustrated. It's all okay. And now please listen carefully to these words, letting them gently roll through your mind. Everyone is on their own life journey. I am not the cause of this person's suffering, nor is it entirely within my power to make it go away, even though I wish I could. Moments like these can be difficult to bear, yet I may still try to help if I can. Aware of the stress you are carrying in your body, inhale fully and deeply, drawing compassion inside your body, filling every cell of your body with compassion to yourself, letting yourself be soothed by inhaling deeply and by giving yourself the compassion that you need. And as you exhale, send out compassion to the person who is associated with your discomfort. Continue breathing compassion in and out, allowing your body to gradually find a natural breathing rhythm, letting your body breathe itself. You can even mentally repeat, one for me, one for you, or in for me, out for you, reminding yourself that you're breathing compassion in for yourself and out for the other person. As you do this, occasionally scan your inner landscape for any distress and respond by inhaling compassion for yourself and exhaling compassion for the other person. Notice how your body is being caressed from the inside as you breathe. Let yourself float on an ocean of compassion, a limitless ocean that embraces all suffering. In for me, out for you. As you do this, as you continue doing this, listen to the words again. Everyone is on their own life journey. I am not the cause of this person's suffering, nor is it entirely within my power to make it go away, even though I wish I could. Moments like these can be difficult to bear, yet I may still try to help, if I can. And now gently let go of this practice and allow yourself to be exactly as you are in this moment. Scan your body once again and see how you're feeling now after this practice, physically, emotionally, mentally. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.